Okay, so get set here. So what do we think, guys? What would you like to see? Okay, so let's give him some good, right? So he's really rooted in his heels, which I really like, okay? Lumbar curve, maybe a little suspect. He does have his shoulder over the bar, which is nice, okay? So go ahead and look, just mental note. So go ahead and hit that for us. Just do a deadlift there. See that, Will? Yep, back down for me, Eric. Yeah, lower your hips a touch. Lift your chest real hard. Good, good. Now get your bar a little lower. Good, now stay, keep the bar here and lift your chest hard. Nope, nope, stay down on the floor. Yeah, yeah, bar a little lower. Now real tight here. Show me your name tag. That's better. His knees are in front of the bar a little bit, but that's okay. We still want that lumbar curve first, right? So as you stand, Eric, just try to get those chest and shoulders or chest and butt rising at the same time. Ready and stand. Yeah, 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 yeah. Good. Back down. That's it. Lift that chest real hard, Eric. There you go. Stand. That time he shot his chest a little early. You guys see the difference there? So earlier, Eric was shooting the hip early, which looks like this, right, Eric? This is what you were doing at the beginning. Hip went, lost lumbar curve a little bit, stood up, lost it a bit on the way down, kind of recovered it here, right? Next one, you did really nice. Moved up, same time, okay? Last one, when we tell you to cue chest up, think just to activate your low back. Think about wrinkling your shirt down here, okay? And then from here, chest and hips at the same time, not chest first. Does that make sense? So go ahead and get set at the bottom. Bar mid-shin for me. There you go. Yeah, look down on the, there you go, yeah. Nice, nice, good job. Now I want you to try to move this angle at the same time. Okay, Eric, go ahead. Not bad. All right, guys, give him a little bit of feedback so you can feel it, and then try and put it down real well, pushing your hips back, pull the bar tight. Lift that chest real hard. There you go. And rest for a sec. So Eric, we can find two things. If we start to load him up, we might find that the tension on the bar can help give him some feedback and actually help him get lumbar curve, right? Because he's got some kind of tension, some feedback on the bar. Or he might be a guy that has difficulty finding that position or maintaining that. So what would we do? Give him a stack, right? So maybe raise him up a little bit. Because what Eric, when he stands with the bar just above his knee or just below your knees, so go ahead and get set up for me, Eric, with the bar just below your knees. Yeah. See how it's like, oh my gosh, he's got lumbar curve. Everything's like really nice and pretty here, right? So maybe this is his pulling position for now. And as he starts to get a little bit more flexible, a little bit more kinesthetic awareness, you can lower it, lower it. See how it starts to go as he lowers? So keep the bar high again. See how it watch as we lower the bar. You guys see that? So you put a stack of bumpers maybe underneath that. I'm not worried about Eric. Like, we're gonna do deadlifts later on today. And when we coach Eric, I'm gonna watch him get set up at a bar. I'm not like obsessed by that, right? It's a little bit, but I'm not obsessed by that. I'm just aware of it because I don't want that to turn into something worse down the road, right? So maybe if it's worse down the road, once we get weight on the bar, if it becomes more apparent, stack of bumpers. If the feedback gives him some awareness, he can keep that lumbar curve, good. You know, now maybe he can start to get that kinesthetic awareness with a little bit of loading on the bar. So it doesn't mean that he's instantly on a stack of bumpers. It means, all right, mental check note, Eric has a hard time getting lumbar curve down there with PVC. If he has a bar, maybe it'll help. If it doesn't, stack of bumpers. Make sense, guys? Cool. And then all those little fixes for that are really helpful, trying to give people kinesthetic awareness. Other things that can really help Eric, maybe some hip extensions, stuff like that. Help him learn what it is to maintain that lumbar curve. Even when your hamstrings are pulling, right? Because that's what you're starting to feel down there.
I feel definitely my hamstrings.
Yeah, which is good. And that's what you'll feel in a hip extension is what happens, guys. You get down to the bottom, you feel your hamstrings on fire, you're trying to keep that lumbar curve, right? So I can help kind of make that more aware. Right? Stay tight. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Not bad, especially when we know from his work with PVC.
Now that he has that tendency, and he's rounded a little bit when he starts, would you let him keep going up and
Right now I'm comfortable with him pulling this maybe a little bit more. I'm going to keep a really close eye on that. As soon as he starts to not be able to get in a good position, as soon as he starts to pull and right away it goes away, we're going to get some bumpers underneath that. Let him work up heavier, but only when he does a good setup. Does that make sense? Cool. So you need to communicate to Eric because Eric doesn't have the kinesthetic awareness yet to know where to be. So you need to talk to him and get him there. Does that make sense? Cool. Let's try to get him to focus on just really maintaining that midline, okay?
So feet a little closer to the bar.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah.
Grab the bar like you mean it now, right? Now you see how we got this much better position?
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to think about this. Now we got to get him to engage, right? So keep an eye on that midline, okay? You coach him.
Alright, just keep that back angle right there.
Is that better?
That was better. A lot better.
Yeah, nice.
That was a lot better.
Good. Thank you. So a guy like Eric, we can come at it from a couple different approaches, right? We can keep him lower. We can keep him off the bumpers with lighter weight. Really make him fight for position because you're going to be thinking about getting in your deadlift position, right? But on that heavy day, what can we do? Once he gets to that point where he's having a hard time maintaining that, hey, let's rock that thing on the bumpers.
Yeah.
Let him pull. Let him go to 1 rep max. He's got a 1 rep max from a positive. That's all it is. It's just from here. And he's going to have a 1 rep max from the floor. And now we want to get the floor to match this, right? Over time.
This is great. I've never seen this awesome.
So for my personal, is this hamstring flexibility that's probably bothering me?
Yeah, probably hamstrings, a little bit of hip stuff, but mainly it's probably hamstring stuff.
Because like that's where I feel everything is in my hamstrings.
Which is
like,
good.
I can't,
You want to feel that.
You know.
Yeah, but that's probably also a limiting
But I feel like
factor.
that's stopping me from doing
Probably a
it.
limiting factor too. Good, man. That was much better, Eric.
They said the weight feels like I feel like I could go heavier, but
Yeah,
if I lose that,
and if we had the time,
right.
I would let you continue loading up on a positive. Not from the floor, but on this stuff, I'd let you keep going, for sure.